lúc họ chua nó do lũ ở bé giờ mù say nữa nên say từ tuần tay nó cho bố hộ mà to cơ cho nên bỏ ta to lò nó do lời tứ mù say ta lời cho cá lò chỉ thầu lời tự lò chỉ bé giờ mù say nữa để cuối cho nên đó bé mù say xe lời lúc họ chua nó mua chỉ cho hộ thế lúc họ chua nó nữ to đi cha thế rong đi cha để họ nè bỏ cái nó chỉ là lúc tăng từ trâu xứ để dù mù nó chỉ dù thấy nhẹ chỉ mới thôi cho dù cái mù cho họ lúc họ chùa nó để lời cho dù mù chỉ là khẽ họ rủ hay thì họ nói cho ăn chi thế ăn chi để nên đó cũng mù say xe là lúc họ chùa nó rong đi cha nữa. Bé chọn món mà chỉ nhẹ một say tên nó ta chỉ mẹ cả mà lỡ tôi say chống cơ nếu nó bé chỉ lăng đó rồi cho mẹ cả tôi chống
So stick to the left side of the wall. Stop. Alright, we can back up a little bit just so you guys can all see this right here. So if you guys can't quite get a good view, we can back up a little bit. Just until everybody can see this right here. Alright, so right here we have a cave formation, and the term scientists use for cave formation is speleothem. Now all of these speleothems are going to form from the same basic chemical process. You know, of all that water that's sitting in the ground above the limestone from stuff like rain, as that water travels downwards, it tends to pass decaying materials. So this could be stuff. So for this section, I'm going to need everybody to be able to see this portion of the ceiling. So feel free to kind of fill in against the walls. We can fill in both sides if we need to. We just all need to be able to see this right here. Perfect. Alrighty, so earlier I told you guys about the Stewartville layer. I mentioned how it had all these holes and pockmarks and it kind of looked like Swiss cheese a little bit. And if we look up here, we can see a really good example of those holes and pockmarks.
The water is kind of...
It can be difficult for us to tell the exact age, partly because some of these formations will grow faster than others based on things like water flow, but also because we haven't really taken a ton of course there. So that's what a soda straw stalactite will look like when it's grown out a little bit. Eventually when that tube closes in, water, and then these formations grew. So these right here are about 90 years old, or about as old as we can get tours here at Niagara. So I think that makes it a lot cooler to look at some of the larger formations. When you see now is referred to as the echo chamber. When a lot of people think of an echo, they tend to think of sound kind of bouncing back. But in here, it works a little bit differently. Due to the shape, please don't touch the walls.
But the room
we're in right now is for this cephalopod was probably around 4 feet long when it died. It would have had tentacles extending out this way, but some of the longest ones on record were around 12 feet. So these were some of the largest creatures you could find underwater at the time. So pretty awesome to see that there. If you guys are ready, we'll keep heading down this hallway here.
What's your cephalopod preference? I like the ones with the spiral shapes. What's your favorite cephalopod shape? What's your favorite cephalopod?
Okay, so for this section, I need everybody to be able to see this formation right here. So we're going to form a half circle around it. So half of you guys can kind of come on this side. Yep. Perfect. Yep, half of you guys on this side and then half of you guys on this side. So kind of split where you guys do. Perfect. Thank you guys. Okay, so right here we have another one of those speleothems, those cave formations. And like all the other speleothems in this cave, it's going to be made of calcite. But a lot of other stuff can get picked up during this process. We're not sure exactly what caused this reaction. Glow in the dark. Yeah, so this reaction that you're seeing right here is referred to as fluorescence, when it will glow when exposed to UV light. But the cool thing about these formations is that they don't just fluoresce, they also do something called phosphorescence. So they can take the energy from that light, and they can hold on to it for a second. So you can kind of draw with it. It's definitely one of my favorite parts about the cave. I really wish I had a wall in my room that did this.
It's such a sketch.
Basically, yeah. Alright, so I'm going to cut ahead of you guys and we'll keep cutting through here.
I'm going to steal that. I'm going to take a knife and roll. Yes. Well, what they did is they took a bunch of lenses and collected that with the sunlight to draw.
Wow, look at that. Wow.
So the formation that we're looking at above us is referred to as the wedding veil. It's one of the tallest and oldest ribbon stalactite formations in the entire cave. A lot of people say it looks like something out of the original Alien movies, and I tend to agree with them. A cool thing we can see directly underneath the wedding veil, we see these small mounds that are coming from the side here. Those are stalagmites. There are two main types of cave formations. There are stalactites, which cling tight to the ceiling, and stalagmites, which might reach the ceiling, so they come up from the ground. Although they don't look quite as cool as the wedding veil, they're actually very rare within the cave. There are very few places where water can drip straight up and down, which is needed to form them, so we don't see very many examples. Alright, if you guys are ready, we'll keep heading down the hallway here. Wait, just right here. Feel free to kind of fill against the side here just so we can get everybody in. Perfect, thank you guys. Yep, as we're coming in here, make sure we kind of fill.
Watch your head, guys.
Tìm nó đi kia.
Yep.
Đây có trên tìm. Có trên tìm.
All this slimy looking stuff on the wall is flowstone, so do your best not to touch that. And then we'll have to scooch around this formation right here. Perfect, thank you.
Nó lo để đi mua chứ.
I think I fit too, I just don't want to risk it.
Tiền không cho phải cái gì.
The water being all the way up there when this portion of the cave was flooding. But turning our attention this way, as we head through this hallway, we are going to be seeing a number of fossils. These fossils are of fissurites, which despite the name are not a type of fish, but they are a type of algae. And this algae would kind of form a lily pad or almost pancake-like shape, and much like a lily pad, it would have a short stem that would connect it down to the seafloor. Because we're going to be seeing the side view of these though, you're not really going to see that pancake shape, and it's not really going to look like algae. It'll probably So right over here we have the first fish right. So you can see how it kind of looks a little bit like a worm or a snake. The next fish right we're going to see is over here. And you can see with all that white rock around them, they stand out quite a bit. So it'll be super easy to spot. Right over here, we actually have the only top-down view. So this right here is kind of the part that we're seeing in the wall, but that's what the whole thing would look like from up top. Right here we actually have another cephalopod shell, so that's another one of those ancient squid. As we get through this portion of the hallway, a lot of them are going to be hugging this smooth band of stone that's going through here. Calcite out, we put in acid, we dissolved away all the calcite just to see what was left over and see if that could give us any answers. Like for example, if there were like heavy metals left in there or something like that, it could suggest a meteorite, and we found nothing. So watch your footing. If you guys are ready, we'll keep heading down.
One of those sunfish or whatever they are? Yeah. That's the freaking ones that have the fins. Yeah. It's like 100 meters long. Yeah, like fell over. Fell over. It was standing up. It was perfect by accident.
Igen, touched is olyan. Ugye nincs touched és sokkal olyan.
就知道呢，最终呢，都只得到了一种了，但是我们是几个一种，说过了嘛。就知道做。这个那个刚刚就是到过，拿照的电视
要。
这到这两天了，我好像是什么，不知道拿照。哎呀，好啊。
Watch for your head.
Alrighty, like I was saying, we'll have to duck once again once we get to the bottom of this staircase.
David, watch for the head. Papa, watch for the head. Wow.
Then as you come in here, you gotta make sure to fill out all that space just sort of like a bit. There's no point then. And we can kind of come a little bit farther this way, just make sure everybody can fit. Perfect, thank you guys. Alrighty, the room we're in right now is referred to as the stalactite room. It has some of the oldest and largest formations in the cave. The really cool thing about this room is that by looking up at the ceiling, you can see the life cycle of these formations. If you look up here, you see these really thin stick-like formations. You can also see them all the way over there. These are the soda straw stalactites that we saw at the wedding chapel, those little pegs and studs. Eventually they grow way out, water begins to drip on the outside, and then we get to see a Karen stalactite right here. We're going to come up on this platform here. That light was a good telling us we're approaching here pretty quick, so I'll give you guys a chance. Make sure you get those out.
Còn nó bé mù say ta bé trả căn dây lọt trâu sổ. À, sổ nó là nè. Lúc cave nó to cái nè. Sốc coi bà.
Cái nó mới biết tại sao. Cái lọt gì cả vậy? Cái sao thế từ xưa. Yeah, come on, girl. Stop.